Good morning, everyone. It's morning of day 62. Yes, morning of day 62. And here at Wapiti shelter, and it is raining fairly heavily. And it started raining not long after I got to camp last night. I got here at about 7, and had some food. Well, I set up the tent. Bedding squared away, then had some food, and just as I was getting into my tent, it started raining, and then it really started raining. Tent held up well, just a couple little drips coming through on the ends, but there's no sitting water anywhere on the floor, which is great. It's just running down the mesh, so yay, $95 tent. I'm just going to hang out here for a bit, see how this rain plays out. It's 18 miles to Petersburg, so I doubt very much whether I'll make that. What time is it? Yeah, it's 7:45. So, it's a bit of a climb out of here, and then it's quite a descent into Petersburg. I don't know what the condition of the track is there, if it's really nicely switched back, or if it's a lot of like going down ridge lines and that. And after this amount of rain, that's gonna be a slow hike anyway. So I'll probably end up at maybe Doc's Knob shelter, or a little bit beyond that. It just depends on the conditions, basically, where I can put up a tent. The rain's supposed to stop around 10 or 11, I think. So we'll see. I mean, frankly, I've got enough food to camp here for 2 days. More than 2 days. And yeah, I'll go into Petersburg and resupply there. And yeah, that's the plan at the moment. Gonna hang out, see how this rain plays out, and try and get a move on towards midday. God, hopefully not longer than midday. Alright, I'll get back to you soon. Well, that's the trail. Man, you can tell we had some rain last night. Quite sure how I'm going to cross this. May have to go bushwhack a little bit. Alright, I'll get back to you soon. Yeah, so like I said, we had some rain last night. Man, thankfully at the last one I was able to just scoot up about 20 feet to the right, and there was a big boulder in the middle and I was able to hop across, but yeah, you got to be careful. Also a cautionary note about camping too close to these things, because some of those campsites further back, I mean, they were only an inch or so above the level of the water as it was yesterday. So yeah, you could find yourself in a little bit of a little mini flash flood in here without too much trouble. And we didn't even have torrential rain, we just had good old heavy rain. And it's totally changed how all these streams are today. Alright, let's get a move on. So this is the trail this morning. Good times. And I know those younger hikers that set up camp further back than me last night. I know they would have been through this in the dark this morning, because that's how they like to do things. But God, this would have been a pain in the ass. And it was still pouring with rain before it got light out. Oh, this would have been abysmal. Alright. We're about an hour and a half into our walk from Wapiti shelter, and we've been walking on this ridgeline for a while. I mean, there's a ton of fallen trees everywhere, but this particular site, well, I passed a couple of smaller ones, but they were absolutely littered with fallen trees. But this one seems a little better. It's got a fire pit. There's room here for about 6 or 7 tents. And of course it's starting to drizzle again, so we've got to put the phone away. Yeah, so as I mentioned, we had some rain last night. It's been a rather slow, sloshy affair this morning. Well, at least the birds are enjoying the weather. Well, this is more like it. I mean, as much fun as either walking in a stream going uphill forever can be, sometimes you just want a dry piece of trail. Well, dry-ish. Yeah, that's a hike. That's a hike coming out of Wapiti. I mean, even under normal conditions, you'd feel that one. It's not switchback. You're just walking up. It's either been raining coming up here this morning, or it stops. I think about pulling the phone out and then turn a corner and there's more stream to walk through. So yeah, not too much filming going on today. I'm going to stop at God, I've forgotten the name of the shelter. Nah, whatever. I have lunch. Well, it's going to be a late lunch, probably about 2 o'clock. And probably set off, try and get within a few miles of town, just so that's a quick, easy walk in the morning. Because like I've said many a time, if I'm paying for accommodation, I want to use it to its fullest. So, well, I could just walk into Paris boat tonight, but it seems like a waste of money. Plus, you never know how long it's going to take to upload video, depending on the Wi-Fi capabilities of the accommodation. So. Yeah, somebody made a comment a while back, I can't remember if I even addressed it or not, saying that, you know, I wouldn't have got sick if I wasn't staying in every damn hostel on the trail. And, you know, I can't upload video from the trail like Early Riser can. I have to be in an accommodation place with Wi-Fi, so... And it takes a while, man. I mean, I've usually got 4 to 5 videos to upload, and each one can take, you know, an hour to 2.5 hours, depending on, well, or more, depending on the Wi-Fi of the establishment. And, you know, I've only got so much memory. So, yeah. I mean, if you're a hostel hopper, chances are, yes, you're going to get sick. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Coming to a junction. Man, does that look like a big nose? Come on now. Things that catch our eye in the forest. So what do we got here? Ribble Trail. Alright, we're going straight through. I'll catch up with you guys a little while. Well, after a very, very frustrating morning, we have made it here to, I think it's Doc's Knob Shelter. And that's southbound on the trail. And the shelter's down there, and there's a picnic table. We'll go down because I'm gonna have lunch. But the weird thing is, the shelter's all the way over there. And the privy's here. It's a long haul. I wouldn't want to be in the shelter with diarrhea, I'll tell you that much. Somebody ain't gonna make it. Alright. Let's head over to the shelter. Alright, so we're here at Doc's Knob Shelter, and there is not a lot going on between here and Petersburg. I think I'm going to end up, put this down for a sec, we'll probably end up around here somewhere. Should be able to find a camp spot here, unless it's a really thin ridge, and then walk down in the morning. Well, like I said, I mean, I can easily make it into Petersburg this evening, but I need most of a day to upload video, so that ain't gonna happen. So yeah, here, yeah, it's not that far, maybe about 3 or 4 miles. So we'll see what's happening here. Yes, the shelter. Well, it appears to be inundated with water, as is most things today. Just water everywhere. It's actually running from underneath there, that's where it's coming from. Shelter itself is a standard issue. It's a very popular design here, obviously. Not huge overhangs, but it's been, somewhat recently painted. And they've been painting over the, the extremely important things that people feel the need to share with the world. Let's see here. Oh. Always a nice touch. Yeah, they got some little doodads put up here, and I guess this is where would have been where the book is. So it doesn't look like there's a trail log. They had some posters of Smokey Bear in the privy as well, and just some nice prints of local butterflies and that. Unfortunately, being made out of paper. The local mouse population found them and very quickly turned that into a nest on the floor. I do like when there's a little clothesline. That comes in so handy. I mean, these are here for hanging bags. Let me see if we can pull this up here. Big thick dowels for hanging bags, which I like. It's amazing though how many shelters you go to and there's just like a thin nail. And it's like, that is not going to support much, man. And you go to others, there's like, a dozen thick wooden dowels embedded into the studs. And you're like, yeah, that's kind of what we need to hang a bag up in here. Well, I'm going to have my lunch. Not really in the mood for mashed potatoes, but I may force myself to make it. But it's groovy that they got a double Adirondack chair up here. That would have taken some work. We are kind of by some sort of a service road, I guess. Would have made things easier, but yep, this is it. This is Doc's Knob Shelter, and I'm gonna get my lunch on. Yeah, it's about 10 minutes north of Docks Knob. And that's a nice little one just tucked away in here. We've had a couple of small tents. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of tenting around that shelter, man. Not a lot of tenting at all. That's obviously southbound. I met a couple of southbound section hikers, a father and son, and they said I could probably camp around where the power lines are in AWOLs from here. It's about 4 miles. But he wasn't sure going any further north than that whether that ridge line would allow it. It was pretty rocky, so I may just camp by the power lines there tonight and walk a few miles into town tomorrow and get a motel room and either hit the Chinese all you can eat, which is not something I normally do, but noodles sound pretty good right now, or Pizza Plus. Alright, catch up with you later. That's looking north with these incredibly annoying waterways they call trail here in Virginia. But what are we? We're about 45 minutes north of Docks Knob. And there's room here, 3 to 4 tops. Modest sized tents. And you got a little fire ring. But yeah, camping here is it's pretty thin on the ground, man. When I get to the power lines, because the guy said there's a field there, you know, you should be able to camp. I'm gonna push about 10 to 15 minutes past to see if there's anything a little more secluded, but if not, yeah, it's gonna be the power line area tonight. All right, exciting times. Yes. I'm going to have a talk about these on my chat. These are an incredibly short supply. It is such a simple thing to do. A diagonal water drainage channel. Very rare sighting. It's normally just like this. And this is nothing. Been basically walking in a large stream most of the day, hippity hoppiting from side to side, find yourself in 4 inches of mud. Yes. Well, as you can tell, we're by the power lines, and yeah, there's kind of an area here. I'm gonna push through a little bit and see if there's something better on the other side, but if there's not, I don't know, may just do it there. I'm not terribly worried about the dangers of power lines myself. Okay, I mean, that is a pretty nice view down there. Very, very frustrating day of hiking. Alright, I'll get back to you if I find something a little further north. You know, it's funny when you ask people and you just have a feeling that they're not that observant. So we're on the other side of the power lines and a campsite. Now, granted, there's a little bit of dead wood around. Safe spot actually looks here. Some larger things that have fallen down, so I'll go on for another 10 or 15 minutes. If I don't find anything, I'll just come here, spend the night. Far out, man. Hey everyone. Yes, it's raining again. And very, very windy. So what happened? Yeah, so I walked about 15 minutes past the power lines, and just found a spot amongst some trees here. The younger trees. There's no dead wood lying around like there are in other areas along this ridgeline. And I just got myself all settled in for the evening, and then the rain started, so perfect timing. It should only be about a 4-mile walk into Petersburg tomorrow, so that'll get me there at a nice time to get a motel room, hopefully, and yeah, hang that up to dry a little bit, and go get something to eat, get all tidied up, get these vitally important videos uploaded, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to a nice hot shower, strangely enough. Alright, good night from me, and I will see you all tomorrow. Heading out to Petersburg, and then we'll probably have a chat in Petersburg. Alright, good night everyone. Yes, before I forget, this is a notice posted saying that they're doing burns starting April 1st to May 10th. And it's once you cross the gravel road heading up to Docks Knob Shelter. The area between my fingers is the Appalachian Trail that's going to be affected, and the trail will be closed when they're burning. So for those coming through, check with the fire service and see if you can get a day that they're going to be doing the burn in that area.